want there to be some animosity between our two organizations, as that is the kind of history of wrestling where you have to go to war and stuff. That there has to be some weird tension, but there isn't here. Funny story, I've been interviewed by media once or twice. I've been given these loaded questions where they were hoping I would smash AEW. But my response has always been to give my genuine feelings and fondness towards Tony, Cody, and the guys. Guess what? They never ran those quotes. I guess it's not as sexy. But the truth is, I really want those guys to succeed. He went on to say, is there going to be some big world war between promotions? Maybe that's where this goes. Maybe it doesn't. Are there other strategic alliances? Maybe there are. Maybe there aren't. But I know that the fans will enjoy so the media and maybe a few companies. But I really have to say, Tony Khan is a great guy. So is Cody. I genuinely like all of those guys. Right now, it's been great. He's just saying, please don't steal Sami Callihan from us.
I apologize, Pacey. I don't know what's going on here.
Whoa!
I know.
All right, then.
But you handled the news just fine. So
I did.
Yeah. Do you want to fix it for me? Because it doesn't seem to work great on Xbox. But no, that is awesome. It's great, especially in this landscape. And we've been talking about this for months now, actually, how certain, all these promotions, certain ones are kind of coming together and making their own little cliques. You got Ring of Honor in New Japan, and you got Impact Wrestling and AAA and MLW, and you've got WWE is now working with various European markets. They're also working with Gabe Sapolsky out on the West Coast, and it's cool to see that not everybody has to hate each other. There doesn't always have to be a quote unquote war.
Yeah, unless you're Triple H and Cody.
Yeah. But you know what? I mean, that's
they love it for the sport. You know what I mean? It's the sport.
Well, I think there's a lot of personal animosity between those two as well. You know what I mean?
I don't know. You don't think they were hanging out at Ric Flair's birthday party? You know what I mean? I bet they're fairly cordial. I'm willing to bet there's sly jabs like there is in the performance aspect of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it seems like to me at least that both of them personally do not like each other, but that could just be them playing their characters well as well.
Oh, so funny on the NXT pre-show because I watched that too because it was like a big thing. Triple H is like, we're gonna bring you the best product possible, and for all you channel flippers, we're gonna kick your ass. Like he was totally talking to Cody because he knows that they'd be checking in on NXT to see how they're doing.
Right. And I suppose we have to mention that WWE actually congratulated AEW on winning the ratings war the first night.
Yes, with a sly jab saying that it's a marathon, not a sprint. But yeah,
well, and that's true. But yeah,
it definitely
cool
was big of
them.
But the only reason they did it is because it was big of them.
You know what I mean? Oh yeah, they did it. They did it for points, of course. They didn't do it out of the goodness of their heart. They did it because everybody was going to be talking about it anyways.
Yeah, they had to beat everybody.
If they brought it up before AEW, it makes them look like the bigger person. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of the Trump way of thinking. Ha 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 ha.
But Pacey, that's about all, surprisingly, that at least I know of this week.
Well, we did talk about beforehand, too. It was just announced, Cody announced that the dark matches for Dynamite will be airing starting next week as its own show. I think it's just called AEW Dark or something like that.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of cool. We like that.
Yeah, I do like that, especially since they didn't really feature a lot of people because AEW is going to have longer matches, so they're not going to feature as many people on each show. So, yeah, give the dark matches some spotlight right off the bat, too, and I appreciate that. Don't wait half a year beforehand. Get it out there right away. Do it. Why not? If it fails, it fails.
So AEW Dark is going to be a YouTube series, and Tony Schiavone is going to be the host. You can't go wrong there. And for the first episode, they're going to have Darby Allin versus Shima, Lucha Brothers, Jack Evans and Angelico versus Private Party and Best Friends, Britt Baker and Ali versus Penelope Ford and B. Presley, and Jurassic Express taking on SCU in the main event of AEW Dark, premiering this Tuesday.
God, that sounds like a good card on its own.
I was going to say, that sounds like a show. That's not bad at all. When your secondary show has, Pentagon, has SCU, has Britt Baker, Penelope Ford, holy shit, yeah, and hosted by Tony Schiavone.
Yep. And it's recorded before and after the show, so you probably won't have to listen to JR announcing.
Yeah, hopefully not. I might watch this more than I watch Dynamite, to be honest.
Oh, I'm just so excited for all wrestling.
Wrestling is, it chokes them up, folks.
It does. It does.
Wrestling
really
is definitely in the best spot
at the end of Raw this
ever
week.
Been in. And Pasty, I guess that brings us into the Savage Sentinel.
Yes, it does, Fat Mac.
So as you may have noticed already, folks, with SmackDown moving to Fox this week, the show has been removed from Hulu.
What?
Oh, no!
I didn't notice that, because I've been watching through other means. Huh?
Users will need to subscribe to Hulu Live to watch the show, which starts at $44.99 a month.
Fuck
Quite
you!
a hefty price tag. All right, Randy Marsh. Add to this, Fox and Dish are currently involved in a dispute, and the network is not airing on Dish or Sling. This is bad timing for WWE, who is aiming to make a big splash in this big new pond.
Yeah. $44.99 is a large cost to bear. Although I did get cued in this week, Slingo. Whatever. Sling. Yeah, they had the live TV packages. If you get the blue package, you can watch almost all wrestling that airs on TV weekly with that blue package, and that's only like $25 a month.
Oh, that isn't bad.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. If you're gonna go that route, if you have to pay more to watch wrestling, pay less.
Yeah. Right.
Get a VPN and get fucking whatever it is they use in the UK. You know what I mean? Like, go the cheap route, as cheap as possible. Especially when it comes to WWE. Fuck that. I wonder, does that mean NXT? Is NXT gonna be? Well, I guess it's probably off Hulu too.
I would assume so. I guess I don't know. I haven't checked.
Yeah, it's
I'm
weird.
assuming it's off of WWE Network.
It could also turn out where WWE Network gets the episodes the day after they air.
We've talked about that in the past, and it would be
Hulu
nice if they did
what
that.
was holding them up on that?
Yeah. So it would be nice for sure. Something else that you can actually find on WWE Network, though, Pasty.
Yes. WWE has officially announced that 205 Live is not going away yet, but instead will be moving to Friday nights. The show will still air at 10 p.m. Eastern Time after SmackDown on Fox goes off the air and take place in the same arena as it did when the Blue Brand was on Tuesdays. But this is a funny conundrum because they've already taken the Cruiserweight Championship to NXT and renamed it the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. So 205 Live will most likely be a championless show.
Well, either that or they will defend the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. I don't know. I don't know what they're planning. I mean, all signs, we've been talking for a few weeks about 205 Live being a dead show, and it was going to be off the air pretty soon. And then they then they do this, and you're kind of like, what are they doing?
I think they know that if they stop 205 Live, they're going to have to give the X to about half the roster.
Yeah.
And they know they're going to have that WWE fire behind them. You know, you leave WWE, you go anywhere else, you're a megastar. Bigger than you were in the WWE. So,
yeah.
So this is probably them just trying to postpone that for as long as possible until they can find places for everybody.
Yeah, they'd rather have people not on TV at all, not working, but under contract, or on a show that nobody watches and under contract, rather than on somebody else's show. That's kind of where they're at right now. They're willing to pay people to sit at home and not wrestle just so they're not on somebody else's show.
Which is just, it's
and
terrible.
If they could afford to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not horrible. What if somebody paid you to sit at home and not work? I wouldn't bitch.
No, I wouldn't either.
You know?
By the way, go to patreon.com/cloudstyle and support us so we can live that dream too.
Please. Please.
God damn. Smoking Joe just started his Patreon. I slyly was like, good luck with that, buddy. He's already getting like $500 a month. Like, fuck that you. Bastard. I love him. I love him.
I love him. Well, Pacey, with WWE, AEW, and Impact each starting new TV deals, it was only fitting one of the oldest pro wrestling organizations ever joins in on the excitement. That's right, folks. The Mr. I Smash Pumpkins all year, not just the day after Halloween, Billy Corgan and his National Wrestling Alliance announced a weekly television show that will be taking place on Tuesday nights, dubbed NWA Power. The program will be shown at the classic wrestling time of 6:05 p.m. Eastern.
I love that 6:05 is the classic time for wrestling.
Oh, that's just...
Have you seen their setup too? Their setup looks straight out of the early 80s.
It does. And I like it.
It's beautiful. Like it. It's like sitting down in front of an actual NES console. That's what it feels
like.
Right?
That's going to be starting on October 8th, folks, on NWA's Facebook and YouTube channel. So it's free as well. You don't have to sign up to any goofy services. So now you got wrestling on Tuesday night. I mean, wrestling's just everywhere, anything you want, ever. Like we said, it's the best time to be a wrestling fan.
Yes.
And good for them. Good for
Tuesday
Billy Corgan,
nights. I won't have to itch and scratch on Tuesdays anymore. Good.
You won't have to.
I liked it a lot when all my wrestling was just clumped up into a few days at the beginning of the week. Yes. According to David Bixenspan of Forbes, an update on the docket for the Phil Brooks Scott Colton lawsuit reads, dismissed by stipulation or agreement. This appears to have been initiated by Punk on Sunday. It was confirmed by Kerry Stein, who is Cabana's lawyer, that the lawsuits had been settled. According to PW Insider, both CM Punk and Colt Cabana filed for the dismissal of the case with prejudice. However, there was no financial settlement, and both parties agreed to drop their cases. With prejudice is a legal term meaning both parties will not be able to refile the case against each other over the same issue. Now that the dust has settled, though, it still doesn't look like their friendship will be doing too well, judging by the reply Punk made to autistic Colt Cabana fan on Twitter when said fan mentioned the exhaustion, stress, and sadness the lawsuit caused. Punk responded, "Why'd he ask to settle then? I wanted to go to trial, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Enjoy donating to the eventual Woe Is Me GoFundMe account. He sued me. He wanted to end the dumb shit he started. I asked to speak to him. He declined. I asked to enter mediation. He declined. I offered money. It wasn't enough. I never wanted any of it. He's as greedy as you are ignorant to who I am and fooled by who he is."
Okay, so I just want to point out that he called a Jew greedy and an autistic kid ignorant.
Yep.
That's the best phrases to use there, Punk. Mr. Brooks.
He's got the best words.
Oh, he's got the best words.
And he's coming.